guys, what's up? It's Laura from Laura Marie Plans, and today I am here for my May bullet journal with me video. So I'm going to be starting the beginning of May in my bullet journal, and at the end I will have kind of a wrap up of what I ended up bullet journaling in May. I will forewarn you guys, it's already been like 1 or 2 weeks. I think I'm already 2 weeks behind in this. It's already May 12th. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm 2 weeks behind because I didn't plan the last week in April to May, or journal, I should say. But that's fine. I'll be fine. I'm just a little bit behind, so I'm playing catch up. But in case you missed it, I do have all my other previous month bullet journal videos live on my YouTube. The playlist will be linked down below if you want to check that out and kind of see the vibes of what I've been doing. But I have kind of perfected my technique and I kind of know what works for me now. So I have my May script here. All these white matte stickers are from Scribble Prints Co. SPC. She'll be linked down below. The washi I use is from Simply Gilded. This particular one is a really pretty pastel rainbow tie-dye with hollow. I thought that would be cute for May in my bullet journal, so I put that on the side and here. And then for my tracker, I color in walks and movement, and usually the darker the color is, so I'll pick a color. Last month I did purple. The month before that I did green. I might do pink or yellow or something this month. We'll see. But the darker the tracker means the more I moved. And then here in this little May overview, I'll highlight some important dates. I'll put my important dates here as well as my monthly to-do checklist, which is just everything I want to get done in the month. Again, all these stickers are from SPC except the washi. That is from Simply Gilded. I will be pulling in probably some deco stickers from SPC. I also have some Amazon stickers here that I just found by looking up like clear decorative stickers. So I have a whole thing of these that I sometimes pull from too. And then I do use foil from Hannah, Plan a Hannah shop, who I am a PR girl. You can use Laura15 to save 15% off or mention me in the notes and you'll get my current freebie, which I don't know if I have. Oh, I do. It's really cute. So cute. It's a hippo themed, which you know. So this is my May overview monthly. Here I will put in the things that I have going on in May, kind of just to look at a month at a glance and know what to expect. And then I'll decorate some of this. And then I will get into my weekly spreads here. So since I already am 2 weeks into May, I'm going to have to back plan 2 weeks. So this is the first week. Then I'll put the second week here. And then I honestly might do all of May just because I'm starting this a little late. I might do all my weekly spreads and do my wrap up at the end. If you have watched my previous videos, sometimes I will do these weekly spreads. These ones are particularly like really decorative. And then I'll do my highlights, which is like my pictures and just kind of journaling what I did that month. Sometimes I'll do it twice in a month. Sometimes I'll do it after every week. It kind of depends on what's going on. But I haven't had too much go on in May. So I think I might do it towards the end. I'm not really sure. I feel like I haven't really taken that much documentary pictures to put in this yet for May. So yeah, this is basically going to be my May journal with me. I will be talking through the spreads I end up doing and filming and put this all together so you guys can obviously watch it how you're watching it now. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions where anything is from, feel free to leave it down below if I don't explain it. But I will see you guys at the end of the month for the final flip through of my May spreads in my journal. Alrighty guys, so for my first pages in May, I usually like to do kind of like a cover page with just the monthly script that I use from SPC, and then I'll color it in with whatever colors I'm planning on using that month. And then I have been using Simply Gilded washi lately through like that part, and then this monthly portion I'm doing now, and I think it looks really cute. I do have a lot of washi in my collection, so it's been kind of nice to use some of those up, especially because I just like bought them and never even opened them, some of them. So it's been nice to use some of those up. But I did put on some stickers I got from Amazon, just like some clear flower butterfly stickers. And then I did use some Plana Hannah rose gold foil bits throughout. I used her dots and her mixed deco sheets. Those are both in her book journaling section, and I highly recommend checking her shop out. You can use code Laura15 to save 15% off, or mention my name, Laura, in the notes, and you'll get my current freebie if there's another sale going on. For my monthly, I think this was actually my first official month using the like monthly sheets that come in SPC shop, and I did really enjoy it. I think it looks a lot better than just me writing on it, obviously, because I'm a maximalist. So I just marked some things that were going on in the month, and I do like this page a lot better now that I use that little monthly sheet. So I think that's a really good addition. And then I did go into some of my weekly spreads. For this month, I did do lots of weekly spreads, and then I just did my highlights at the end. So for the first two weekly spreads, it was April 28th through May 4th, and then May 5th through May 11th. I do my spreads Monday through Sunday, and I'm using some of these sheets from SBC. I think she announced in one of her new release videos that she is discontinuing those sheets, which sucks. But hopefully she comes out with something different that I can still use. But yeah, I had been using those functional sheets from like her random like kit releases that she does. For the first two spreads, I did just use Amazon stickers. So I used like kind of red, pink, and yellow to kind of go with the colors. And then I used some sparkly or pixie gold mixed deco and dots again from Hannah's shop. And then the actual bullets I use, because I use like foil bits for my bullets for the weeks, I use from Simply Watercolor Co. I have no idea if that shop's still open, honestly. I keep saying that and I have never checked. But I did purchase a lot of mini deco bits when I first started getting into white space planning. White space planning. I would plan in my Erin Condren, who I do not support at all. And I would write things in kind of like this, and then like put in the deco as white space, or to fill in the white space, kind of like what I do now. I still use mini deco in all my spreads. I forget that they come in the foil bundles, but I've been enjoying using up some of my mini deco that I have hoarded over the years of me planning. So yeah, on back to May, I guess I'm just flip-flopping around. I did track my walks again, which I was pretty successful at. I did roll/sprain my ankle towards the end of the month, which was a little challenging, and I am now getting that whole situation fixed. But yeah, and then on the monthly overview that I put on the right-hand corner, I just highlight like some important dates of the month, which there weren't too many this month. And then I put the important dates of the month, which I just put Mother's Day, Memorial Day, only because I had it off. It was our 3-year married anniversary on the 28th, and then we did take an anniversary trip from the 28th to the 30th, which was really, really fun. So I marked those, and then I put on some of my to-do stuff. I had some things I did not end up checking off at the end of the month. They were all IVF related stuff. I was going to start another IVF cycle, but I did not. So I just didn't check off those things, but all my other appointments I got done, which it's been really important to me. And that's one of my goals at the beginning of my journal is it's really important for me to go to all these physical health appointments because I did not take care of myself in that department for a while, and I am just now starting to. I like didn't have insurance for some time, or like didn't have a lot of coverage, but now I'm on Jake's insurance and it's such good insurance, so I might as well take advantage of it. Plus, also, you never know what could happen because healthcare ain't free in this country. So I gotta use what I can when I can. And I have lots of health problems, unfortunately. So I've just had a lot of things I've needed to take care of. So one of that being said, one of my main goals was to go to all those appointments. So for my to-dos each month, I make sure to put down the appointments I have scheduled because for a few years I literally just didn't have appointments scheduled. Like I went to therapy and like saw my psychiatrist, but physical doctor appointments, like other things, I didn't really take care of. So I'm trying to be a lot more on top of that. And I do feel like having this little to-do section in my bullet journal has helped me a lot with that because I used to have to-do checklists like in my old planners when we all used ombre heart checklists, but now that those aren't a thing anymore, I just don't really look for things to check off, I guess. So it's nice to like be able to check that off, and it's definitely reinforcing. So yeah, I just ended up planning the weeks of the spread. I did have a lot to catch up on, which I said at the beginning of the video, because I started off kind of late. I think I was waiting for a bunch of stickers to come in the mail. So I was just waiting on journaling. And usually I play catch up at the beginning of the month because I'm finishing the end of the previous month. So that's just how it's been going. But it's totally fine because I do document everything I do either by pictures or video or in my notes app or in my other planner. So it all works out. In this next spread, I did do this in a separate video. I ended up doing highlights now, and then I'm going to go back and fill the other weekly pages. But I did do mid-monthly highlights at the end, even though I did them mid-month. I did do a whole journaling video, the start to finish process of basically like how I upload these images to Canva, what printer I use, and just like how I execute a whole spread on my own. And I do talk through it, so it is a lot more informative than these videos. Let me know if you guys would like me to start talking through these videos. I feel like that's what's preferred, but this footage is so freaking long that just like, I don't know, I'd have to figure out a way. I try not to do too much music in my videos too. So like just speeding it up and putting music over it is not like ideal for me. For some parts, I guess, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any ideas because I try and make these still interesting. But I don't know if a talk through would be more interesting, but I did do the whole start to finish process for these two spreads, for the first 2 weeks of May, the two spreads that I just did, the weekly spreads for in writing. So, if you want to see that whole video in depth, I'll try and remember to link it down below. If not, it's in my bullet journaling videos. But yeah, highly recommend checking that out because it's a lot more in depth. And let me know which method you prefer. So for the first week in May, the first thing I highlighted was that we watched two of our favorite dogs, Bentley and Ozzy. They actually coincidentally found out they're neighbors. I've told this story like a million times, but they're actually coincidentally neighbors and we both watched them, and like they found out after the fact because Bentley would freak out every time she saw Ozzy. And then they were like, wait, do you guys also get watched by Laura and Jake and Ollie? And they were like, yeah. And it's just really funny. So we had the weekend with them. I made a cute little Oreo sandwich thing because they looked like an Oreo because Ollie's white and they're both black. And then that weekend, we also redid my garden in my front yard of my house, which was really, really nice. It was a total makeover. We moved in about almost 2 years ago, about like a year and a half ago, and the garden was just not it. So we've been revamping it. But now that my mom's retired and she loves gardening, like loves it, she has the most massive garden and it's beautiful at their house. Like it's literally beautiful. I should literally ask her if she'll do a garden tour for YouTube. Like it's beautiful. And like the amount of work she puts into it is like crazy. We spent all Sunday doing just my front little garden. Like I live in a townhouse, not a lot of space. I don't really have like a front yard. I have like a little courtyard area, but it's not a lot to work with. And it took us all day. But we basically put in 2 hydrangea plants. We in the fall we put in some more hostas. But we put in 2 hydrangea plants, and we previously put 3 in another spot and then like moved them this day. And then we put in a bunch of corabels and this other pink flower that I don't remember the name of. And we put in all mulch. Before it was all rocks. It was literally so ugly. And my dad redid all the stones, and it just looks so much better. Like, I love it. I love it so, so much. So, definitely wanted to mark our new garden makeover. And then the next weekend, I did mark Mother's Day brunch. We didn't really do too much that weekend. It was a terrible weekend for me, honestly. Mother's Day, not it for me. But yeah, it was we celebrated Mother's Day brunch at this really good restaurant called June by in Tyson's Corner in Virginia. And it was 5 stars. I did ended up rating it because it was so freaking good. But it was Persian food, and it was also brunch time. So it was kind of like American Persian, probably. My mom's best friend is Persian. She's Iranian, and she was like, "Yeah, that place isn't good that I've heard." But then we ended up trying it because my parents wanted to, and they forgot that their best friend said that like the week before. It was really funny, but we loved it. Like, I know we're obviously not Persian, so we may be wrong, but I think for anyone else, it's amazing. And I do think it's like pretty freaking good. Like, it was so good. We got kebabs, we got like hash, we got French toast, we got pancakes, we got dips, hummus, tzatziki, like feta dips. We got so much stuff. We got potatoes. It was so freaking good, and it was just really good family time. So I also wanted to mark that. And yeah, I just love my mom, but Mother's Day was super hard this year. I ended up using like a dog mom kit and fully embracing my dog mom era. But yeah, so I ended up putting down all these letters from SPC. They are my vice, and I say they're a vice because they are a bitch to put down, and sometimes they don't stay down. I be putting letters down like over and over again, I feel like. But I do really like them. I like the size. I like how many there are on a sheet. And I just really like them for captioning things. I personally don't like my handwriting, and getting a custom script for all of this would just take too, I would have to wait. It would take too much time. Granted, I have a printer and Silhouette at my house, but that would require me to know how to work them, which of course I don't. So using these letter stickers and just making short captions is just really nice for me, especially because I hate my handwriting. So I've been loving that as an option. And I feel like for the most part, like the pictures explain themselves in these spreads, and it is like for my personal use. So I pretty much know what happened and will remember. It's not like anyone else is really looking at this. So yeah, I just like to use those letters as like small short captions, and I think it keeps it like short and concise as well. And yeah, I did use this leaf deco from SPC as well. And then I did later go in and put on some Pixie Gold on the June spread, and then Pixie Hollow on the other spread, because I did use Pixie Hollow Plantahana Polaroid film frames for the pictures of Ozzy and Bentley. So that's why I stuck with Sparkly Hollow. And yeah, I don't really mind going back and forth on the foil. I just do whatever matches and think it's fun. And it's also a good way for me to use a lot of my core foil in my collection. So moving on to this weekly spread, I did not film like me setting this one up. I do some things off camera. It's hard to film like every instance because I am updating my journal quite frequently, but I did do these 2 May spreads, which were May 12th through the 18th, and then May 19th through the 25th. So I used some SPC deco. I know one of them is called Gummy Candy. The other one might be like a spring one. I'm not really sure. And then I used Pixie Rose Gold from Plan Hannah. I used a bunch of her dots for the bullet points and stuff like that. And then I prepared the next week's spread, which was me and Jake's 3-year anniversary trip. And we did go to a cabin, and there was this particular Simply Gilded deco sheet I found that I really wanted to use in my journal. So I used pieces of that deco sheet here. I didn't use my favorite piece. I saved it for the highlight spread. But basically it's like an A-frame house, and we stayed in an A-frame Airbnb. So yeah, that was really, really fun. That is also live on my channel, our anniversary trip vlog, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's kind of short and sweet. So yeah, there's the house right there. I was like contemplating putting it down because I did get 2 sheets of these, but I'm a hoarder, and if I don't need to use 2 sheets, I won't. Because you never know. I do want to go back to that Airbnb, and to have this sticker sheet again would be perfect because it literally matches to a T. So yeah, that's kind of like my mid-month check-in. I was wrapping up those spreads, and then I did the last spread of the month, which was Memorial Day week. And our 3-year wedding anniversary. We got married on the Saturday before Memorial Day in 2022. And I love that it's the 28th. I always wanted to get married on like a 3-day weekend, but not July 4th because my birthday's July 4th and my parents got married July 3rd. So like the 3-day weekend trend goes in our family in terms of getting married on like holidays. And I didn't really want to get married on Labor Day because that's too close to Jake's birthday. So May it was, and it happened to be on the 28th, and 8 has been my favorite number forever. It's also a lucky number in Chinese culture, and Jake proposed to me on August 8th, and he was number 58 in high school because I made him be that once we started dating, and 8 is just really serendipitous for us. So the fact that the year we got married, it was like 28 on the Saturday before Memorial Day, was just very serendipitous. So yeah, the date, very, 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 very important to me, and picking a wedding day was very important to me. But anyways, I did move on to my next set of highlights. So for the next weekend, Jake and I went on a little Nando's date, which was fun. Nando's has certainly gone downhill. Like, I feel like they've been expanding everywhere, and once companies start to do that, just like Chipotle, their quality goes severely downhill. And I think Nando's is no exception. I really don't know if I'm going to go back there for a hot minute. We did hang out with my really, really good friend. She has an IVF baby, and it's named Charlotte, which I'm not going to get into right now. I'll save that story for when and if I get pregnant. But yeah, loved her. She loved Oliver. We met them at a brewery that was like super kid friendly, and it was so amazing to see her. And it was different meeting her than like any other normal baby I would encounter, because she was an IVF baby, and it's like, wow, it works. And sometimes I question, like, will the baby I have come out Asian? Like, will it be me and Jake's? Because like you always hear of those mix-ups. But my friend Michaela is South African and South American, and her husband is Asian, South American, and European. So she's literally everything, and you can tell when looking at her that she is literally everything. So definitely works. And I know from my embryo transfer that they're super, super secure when putting that embryo into your body, that to make sure that it's your embryo. But I just thought it was funny, and seeing her was just so nice. We did go to this dog event that was local in our neighborhood, which was really fun, and they actually had Oliver's favorite ice cream place as a food truck there. I guess they have a truck in the Northern Virginia area, but they don't have locations unless you go out towards the beach, like either towards Virginia Beach or towards like Delaware beaches. So we have gone in Baltimore. There's also one close by in like Annapolis. They're all super far from us. That's in Maryland, by the way. And we're in Virginia, in Northern Virginia. So his favorite ice cream truck was there, and it was just really funny. And so he was super happy to have that. And then we did decorate my new office, which I have a new office tour video as well. So you guys can check that out. And the maids came in, it was all spick and span clean. And then we did get my mom a water fountain for her retirement gift, aka my dad did, because I can't afford that. But we picked it out one of the weekends. Uh and they got a water fountain from the garden center by us, and then they dropped it off at my parents' house and it was not installed. So Jake recruited some people and we installed my mom's water fountain, and they literally did not think it was going to work. They thought they were going to have to return it. They spent all this money on it and delivering it, and I felt so bad for them. It like stressed them out. And so now they have this beautiful water fountain in their front yard, and it's really relaxing for my mom because she loves like water sounds, and that's all she wanted for her retirement gift as well as the party. So I feel like I secured both of those things off the checklist, and I feel like I thrive being her daughter sometimes. The last spread I ended up doing, I did save 2 pages for, and that was for our 3-year anniversary trip, which we went from May 28th through the 30th, and it was so fun. Jake got us an Airbnb house out in Luray, Virginia, which is close to Shenandoah National Park area. Which I think Shenandoah National Park, those mountains, the Shenandoah Mountains or Blue Ridge Mountains, whatever the freak they're called, was here since Pangea. So they're really low mountains compared to like the ones where my sister lives in Colorado or like other places you go, you see really tall mountains. So it's just really fascinating that, like, I don't know, Jake told me these mountains in the Shenandoah also they're in Scotland, which is just crazy. Like if you think about how the world works and evolves. But anyways, we spent the week in this really cute A-frame house Airbnb. Like I said, I did vlog this trip, so I highly recommend checking that out because it was so freaking fun. And Jake did an awesome job picking out the house. It was so nice. It did have 2 beds, but the master bedroom was upstairs. Like I said, I did a whole tour and everything, so I would just check out the vlog, but it was so nice. It had like a hot tub, an in-ground hot tub in the deck. There was like a fire pit and another fire thingy that didn't work. They had a grill that also didn't work. We did tell them that 2 of their propane tanks were empty, and thus we could not grill nor use the fire thing, which was sad. But I did love the hot tub. And it was just so nice. Like it had laundry machine, so I got to wash my shoes after our long hike we did one day around a lake, and my shoes got so muddy because apparently we went off the trail, which I found out later. But yeah, it was such a nice house. It was really, really nice. We were both able to work from home from there. I didn't take off work. Jake did, but he had other tasks he needed to do from home, basically from the home setting, so he did those, and it was just really nice. Like it even had a desk for me to take my meetings on and stuff like that, so it was really nice. So we celebrated our 3-year anniversary. He also got this really good cake from this website called Gold Belly, which has like famous cuisines, desserts, food kits, anything, like celeb items, like literally anything from fancy ass chefs and companies. And he had a gift card from work, and so he actually spent his whole $100 gift card on this cake for our 3-year anniversary, and it was so good. So it got delivered like a few days before, and we just kept it frozen, and it defrosted perfectly. It tasted so good, and yeah, I would highly recommend checking out Gold Belly. It was very cool. I've never heard of it. But they have some really interesting stuff on there, and definitely some stuff you'll recognize, like, oh, that was TikTok viral. Like, this is where I can buy it. And it's definitely not cheap. And like I said, Jake had a gift card. So I would not have spent my own money on that personally, but I definitely see like the hype if
you have money. We did do a lake around this big lake called Lake Arrowhead, and it was a long hike. Ollie was so pooped after, but it was so, so beautiful, and you could see the mountains in the background. We did drive home. On the way home, we drove through Shenandoah National Park. It's called Skyline Drive, and we just drove from where we were to the entrance up north towards where we were headed because we live in North Virginia, because I think that's still Northern Virginia. But yeah, we ended up stopping at this place called Apple House, and they had this really cute bone wings set up for your dog to take a picture in front of, and Ollie fit perfectly, and the bone wings look so cute, like the bone angel wings. You know how people pose at like angel wings, and they make them look like an angel. They had like a dog version of that, so I put that in the bottom right hand corner of the spread because I just thought it was so cute and darling. But yeah, we had our cute little anniversary trip. It was so good. It was really good for a relationship, and it was a nice little getaway. It was not really like we didn't spend much on the house, and like we were able to drive an hour and a half out there, and so it was super like easy, and it was just a nice little trip to do. We try and do small trips for our anniversary because we're still trying to save money, and it's just easier. But yeah, of course we do other random big trips. Like we just went to Thailand. But yeah, it was a really, really good trip. And yeah, I put this little heart. I use these letters from SPC in the pastel rainbow, and then I use my other letters that I'm obsessed with for captioning the stuff. But yeah, and then I included the picture of me in the hot tub so you can see it's like in ground there, which is super cute, and it was just all naturey and green. Like I'm pretty sure the human eye can see green the most out of any other color, and when you're out there in nature, you can really tell that that's a true fact. But yeah, I love this A-frame house from this Simply Gilded camping sticker sheet I picked up from her shop. I just thought it was so freaking cute. She had some really, really cute sticker sheets in her shop. So yeah, I thought that was really cute. And yeah, I put some of the hiking bears and just some of the other things. We did do breakfast for dinner one night, which was good. So those breakfast things were perfect. And then I had these cute little flower petal washi stickers that my brother gifted me from Japan. So I did use those throughout kind of all the spreads here, all the highlight spreads. And then I am using some of my Sadie sticker deco bits up. Like I said, I have a plethora of deco bits. So I kind of just go through my collection and put them down and use up the sheets as I can. But that is that.
Hello, guys, and happy June. I am here with my May end of the month kind of recap in my bullet journal. So I do use this bullet journal. It was like so cheap on Amazon, and I will go ahead and tell you guys if you don't already know, which you actually might not because I think it's in my June haul, but I did buy another bullet journal. This one specifically is from, I think, Archer and Olive, but I am just buying better high quality ones. They're only like maybe double, triple the price. Still not too expensive in my opinion for how much more high quality they are. I love this one with the sprayed edges. But there's so many more pages and it's just so much more higher quality. So this one may be my media journal. If not, I am going to be ending this current BuJo after June and do kind of a half year, mid year recap and some stuff like that. So if you have any ideas on some recap spreads I could do, because I still have a lot of pages left, but I just want to move to another bullet journal. And July is my birthday month, so I feel like it makes sense. And I feel like a lot of people start like some things in July in terms of planners and stuff. So I feel like it works. But this is my little May recap. I'm not going to go too in depth because I know I'm talking through all the spreads I did. But this is my cute little cover page. I did track my walks, which I did okay on this month. I did sprain my ankle. And so I had to like go to the orthopedist, and I'm starting physical therapy and all that. So it's been kind of harder to walk, but I've still been trying to be active. my important dates, my to-do. I was going to do another IVF cycle this month, but I did not. So I ended up not checking off everything there, but that is fine by me. And then this is how my monthly spread looks like. I love this washi from Simply Gilded and the tulips. But yeah, we did lots of fun things this month. And then this is my first 2 weekly spreads, which I just use like some Amazon sticker deco and some Plantahana foil. I did add some stickers, which I thought were fun. These were from a Once More with Love freebie. And then I had like these, I think they're from Planner Face, or maybe Honeybee stickers on this freebie that came with the sticker, I think. But yeah, those were my first 2 weeks. And then these were my next 2 weeks. This is using SPC deco, and then I used some Pixie Rose Gold dots and deco from Plantahana. And then I used the Gummy Candy deco, which is one of my favorites. And then this is my last spread, which was our 3-year anniversary trip, and we did go out into the woods. So I got this really cute Simply Gilded sheet, which you'll see more of in my highlights, or you probably already did in the video. But this is the first May mems. I do have a separate video on these 2 spreads specifically of me doing them in person and talking through it and going through the whole start to finish, how I print them, how I do everything, cut it out, everything, and my recommendations on what I do. So I do have a video on that. It is the bullet journal, like whole process with me video that went up in May. So recommend checking that out because that was really fun. This was a restaurant we went to on Mother's Day. I did give it 5 stars. It was so good. But another fun thing I want to start doing in my media journal or content journal. Jake's telling me to call it a content journal. But I know the term media journal is more popular, is also rating like my cuisines and stuff, just like everything. And then these are my next set of highlights. And then this was our 3-year trip, which was super fun. It was only 3 days, 2 nights, but it was really fun. I love this Simply Gilded sticker and the A-frame house we stayed at. Like, it's literally perfect. I think it's so cute. But yeah, we had a really, really good trip. Love Ollie and these angel wings here with the bones. It's so cute. But yeah, super, super fun trip. And then we go into June, which will be in my next month's video. And again, June will be my last spread in this current bullet journal. And then I will be moving on to bigger and better bullet journal and spread. So look forward to those. This was my training. I did not stick to BuJo when I initially started. I did for like maybe 3 months, but now that I've gone half a year and have really enjoyed it, stickers definitely make it easier, and all the inspo in the community makes it easier. It's been a lot more fun. So yeah, I used to draw everything and do everything by hand and just rely on Pinterest. So it was a lot harder. I do want to show you guys my first spreads, which some of these are like yearly trackers. Like this was my whole 2025 resolutions, and then these are all yearly trackers. So I don't know. I'll probably still update them just so it's in full because it's going to bother me if it's not all filled out. But I don't know. I might also just start new trackers in my new BuJo. I don't know. So I did fill out these things. My favorite of the month was our 3-year anniversary trip. I didn't really watch anything new. I've been terrible about that, honestly. These are my travels. I did fill out all of Ollie's enrichment except for the last day, which I will do. But this was all of Ollie's enrichment this month. So we did lots of long walks, lots of food enrichment, social interaction. And then this was my May tracker, which I was pretty happy. I was angry and sad at the beginning, and then I got my period, and then I was good from there. And then my water tracker, which I just still suck at drinking a lot of water. So work in progress. And then my movement tracker. And then the bingo I did want to do because I did mark off some things. I'm thinking for the 2025 highlights, I'm just going to get some custom scripts at the end at this point, unless I feel like writing it in. But I just haven't yet. So I don't know. Where are I have X's from plan of Hannah? Here they are. Okay, so I definitely walked in nature because we did lots of hiking. I don't think I did. Oh, we went on a hike for sure. Also, I feel like we've gone on a lot of hikes. Some things I just haven't marked. I did plant. We did do my whole new garden. So I'll do that. I definitely have played a new game too, but some of them I'm just waiting to cross off. I guess I have a diagonal bingo, which is fun. I went overseas, tried a new restaurant, watched the sunset, went to a new place with Jake, and minimized my wardrobe, which is exciting. So yeah, I don't know if that counts as a bingo, but that's my little update. I did update my Tetris too, which I have done like just a lot more. The point of this was to get me back on track, and I do feel like I have. I don't think it's because of this, but I have just been walking a lot more, waking up before 9 a.m. a lot because of work, and I don't really sleep before 12 p.m. still, or nor do I do no soda really, but I have cut down to zero sugar, which is good. I stopped hitting snooze and I exercise a lot more. I also cook a lot more. So not all of this is filled out to a T, but it did get me back on track, or I got back on track somehow. But that is it for my May wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so, so much. If you did watch this all, make sure to follow me on my planner Instagram, Laura Marie Plans, to see the pictures and videos of this spread, as well as all the other spreads I do. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.